Hi everyone, Abner here, and I just want to say that this podcast was filmed like at the beginning of June and the end of May, somewhere around there. So there might be some things that we say are already out of date. So just to let you guys know, just so that you don't get weirded out or anything. But yeah, enjoy our podcast and leave a comment down below if you like it or not and all of that lah. Okay, bye. Hi guys, this is the Cempaka Cut podcast, Cut to the Chase. I'm Abner Gore and Umar. Yes, you can introduce yourself if you want to.
I'm from Junior 1 Hydra, and
Yes,
I am
and
very happy to be here today. I'm going to talk about some things that we're going to go over in the next 10-20 minutes. We hope we have a good time because,
yeah, it's all for a good time for you all to have. And we'll be having our podcast. I hope we'll have it every week. The day we don't know yet, but every week or so. And we'll be talking about very interesting things like what we're going to be talking about today.
Yes, so interesting. It'll bring you new perspectives on life you've never seen before.
Exactly. Um, okay, so I think we shall get into that right now.
So, today we're going to talk about a chain of things. We're going to start off with, of course, the e-school experience ever since Cempaka at home and the COVID-19 pandemic, which is truly a tragedy, but opened up new perspectives on life for all of us. I think we can all agree on that. For you guys behind the screen, clap if you do agree. Clap 3 times.
I'll clap.
So, what's going to happen is we're going to talk about like different factors of the e-school experience, comparing it to how we normally do our education and take lessons, and how moving forward, what type of changes we'll actually see, what everyone's calling the new normal. And so we hope that you'll actually find something great out of this. And if you want to use this as an inspiration for you to one day follow your dreams, then that's cool.
Yes, yeah, that is really cool. We hope you find your dreams here in our podcast right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how has it been for you, Umar, for transitioning from normal school to e-school so suddenly?
I think with the news that the pandemic was growing, more and more people were getting infected, people already in school were having temperature checks, and people just generally getting more worried about what the state of the virus would be in our country. I think people were sort of seeing the change already coming, seeing that Cempaka was having the equipment needed, already having the system in place to support us if we ever do need to go through online learning for extended amount of time. And I think we pulled it off quite well. Of course, there were things getting used to, shorter lessons, and also different things like just having to find the Zoom code every time, going to your calendar,
Yeah.
beginning going to the timetable. These are things that you can just walk, but now you can no longer do that because you have to go and find different things. Of course, there were technical difficulties in the beginning, but I think these don't really destroy the experience in any way because over time we just get rid of them. It becomes muscle memory after a while to just copy and paste the code, go into Zoom and you're done.
Yes.
Or if you use the link because you find that easier, that's cool too.
Yes, that is really cool. Yeah, exactly. So it's been a positive experience for you so far. Nothing bad really.
Of course, there are some downsides to e-learning, which we'll get into more later, but I think it's been quite a good alternative. In fact, it's the only alternative we have other than to just not have any education at all, which we don't think is going to be like a sufficient alternative. We think that what we have right now, even if it's not the best, I think we should embrace it because at the end of the day, it is education after all, and it is what we need to continue in life.
Yes, I do completely agree with you, Umar, about this situation right now. Yeah. yeah, no matter what, I think education will have to continue. We have to continue anyways. It's not like we can stay. It's not like we can
Yes.
pause school for a few months straight. So we gotta embrace whatever we have right now, as you said, and yeah, yeah, it's been a it's been a cool experience. I mean, I've heard other people say that it's bad or whatnot, but in my opinion, I think yours too, that it's all right, right?
Yep, I think like when we first had, the movement control order and just the news that you wouldn't be getting out of your house for 2 weeks, everyone was scary. I mean, no one wants to be restricted into a small area for a large amount of time. And I
Yeah.
think we did that. We ended up doing it quite well. I mean, we survived more than 2 months into this, things that we didn't know we were going to, do so efficiently. And now it's like going outside is the one that's being foreign to us after all. Going for a jog, like, playing
Exactly.
badminton in your local park. These are small steps that we are taking to ensure that when we do go out into the real world, it won't be like we're going into another world entirely.
Exactly. I do agree with you, Uma. Yeah, I do agree with you. So moving on. Talking about e-school and all of that, because there are very distinct advantages and disadvantages to it.
Yes.
So could you let me know, or we'll talk about, yeah, we'll talk about how the disadvantages of it. What has gotten harder for you since this MCO started that you could do before easily?
Gotten harder.
Yeah, or maybe now you just can't do it because you're at home, you're stuck at home, and you can't go to school anymore. So what restrictions has it given you?
I'm sure like all the the social interactions with your friends and all. Sure, you can have Skype calls because the days are shorter. You're able to spend more time talking to them. But I think everyone can agree it's just not the same, right? I'm sure we all want to play handball. We all want to film podcasts with our friends, but we just
Yes,
can't
yes.
do that now anymore. We like the ways in which we can do them are just not what we expected them to be, which this new different change is not something that we take in easily, right? Which means that when it first comes, it's very alien to us. So things like getting used to new schedules or like teachers having to transition to shorter time periods, or maybe now for a subject that was heavily like writing notes and doing things like that, those have become transition to an easier state, or maybe just a completely new, different way of learning that you have not considered would be efficient or adopted by your school at all. I think these are things that you're going to see more often now. And even because we're moving forward, because of maybe since we open up new perspectives on these things, we may end up implementing them on a larger scale in the future simply because we see that, they can be effective, but we never had a chance to do so before. We don't get this clean slate. And well, fortunately for us, now we get to pick out the good parts that have come out of Cempaka at home and implement it into our
Mm,
schooling life in the real world. So things that, you know, even Cempaka at home and just e-learning in general, there are going to be some disadvantages. You're never going to perfect an online system, nor are you ever going to perfect a physical space. Of course, there are some things that we do not like. For example, how maybe you don't get your voice heard in class as much because you have to be muted all the time and you only unmute
yeah.
yourself when you have something necessary to say. Of course, there are people like myself who break the rules, but I mean, I don't say anything unnecessary, but I do want to get involved with the rest of the class and talk more often as long as it's not disrupting and it's actually
Yeah.
like, relevant to what we're doing in class. For people who enjoy that, this may not be as a good of an alternative to what we are usually used to. Other things like teamwork, which we're going to talk about in more detail, might be reduced or improved depending on what your type of working style with other people in the group is. So
Mm.
these are different new things that we do not see at first, but then we grasp as the time progresses that we are using Zoom calls to learn about chemistry and other subjects. Chemistry just came to
Chemistry.
my mind. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you pretty much said it all. I have nothing to add on right now, but I completely agree with you that um, right now, it has affected us in a way, but I think, yeah, as you said, with an online system and an offline system, we both there are disadvantages and advantages in both. Right now, we're in an online system, so what's important now is not to criticize the system or to say how bad it is or think negatively on it, but it's to think of ways that you can embrace it, enjoy it, and take advantage of it, right? And so, I mean, that's the same with a physical school. Yeah,
Yes.
that's the same. That's the same with a physical school. So, right now, what I believe we should do is we should embrace what we have right now, make the best out of it, and do what we can with whatever we have, and
Sure.
hopefully, and hopefully by the time we get back to school, everything will return to normal gradually, and we will be great again. Yeah. Uma?
Yeah. I'm sure we can't wait to do the things that we used to do in school, whatever, like CCAs or for you
Oh
production.
yeah.
I'm sure that it's quite unfortunate that we're not able to hold Spooks the musical this year. There's
Oh.
gonna be like something here. There's gonna be like a Spooks the musical advert here. You
Yes.
can find out more information when you click somewhere here. I
Somewhere
don't know where it
there.
is, but it's
Yeah.
gonna be somewhere there, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. So very looking forward to that. You can see big scale events have been cancelled. So for those of you who like to do like competitive things, whether they be like swimming or other things like that, then events do have to be cancelled. Like, for example, there's a very important event in the field that you're doing, then it might be cancelled. But depending on the nature of what you do, they may be replaced with online alternatives. Obviously, you can't have online football, but yeah, we do have to make the best of what we have. But so Abner,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
what do you think motivates you the most in this time?
What do you think? What do I think motivates me the most in this time? And in what aspect actually? In
So,
Yeah.
have you ever felt some down days where you felt really stressed from online learning, or were you ever like just worried about the future of the pandemic because people are dying, people are getting sick, people are infected, and we don't want anything like that to happen to our loved ones or ourselves. Do you ever lose motivation over the fact that you worry about these things? If you do,
Well, I can say personally, when we were first coming into MCO, I was in the middle of Spooks the musical production practice, and we were 1 week away. No, actually not 1 week away. That was the time when we went into MCO was supposed to be our first shows were supposed to happen already, and which link is still up there somewhere right now.
yeah,
And yeah, it was a sudden change, from from rehearsing every single day and looking forward for that day to come, to suddenly shifting everything and changing into staying at home, and all those months of practice
yeah,
didn't really pay off. It's not like they didn't pay off. It's gonna be out somewhere in the future. Again, link up there somewhere, you can find more information. Be cool if you check it out. But yeah, it was hard at first. It was very difficult for me to grasp the feeling that I have, just because I'm pretty sure a lot of people have had things going on. Like I have a friend, Alex. Our friend Alex. He had a handball competition. He has a handball competition coming up in, I think, September, somewhere around later in this year, and I don't think he's going to be able to do that anymore due to this outbreak, as well as I'm pretty sure you had some competitions up.
yeah.
Did you?
So we had some major debate tournaments. Some of them have moved online. So
Yeah.
you can see that, depending on what you do, there may be things that you can do online because it's mostly like an oratory activity. So you're still able to talk online like we are doing now, right? But for people who do physical team sports, that's going to be very, very hard, especially seeing that, team sports are going to have what they can, in terms of what you can do, severely restricted. So it looks like maybe less people playing on the field at one time. This means that like just the whole energy of the sport may be less because you may not be able to see, the whole team of all stars play. things like that,
Yeah.
right? And also the amount of spectators you can have in live at the event is going to be reduced because of social distancing measures. So it's going to be impacting the way we look and the way we embrace our activities for quite a while, because it's not going to subside anytime soon.
Yeah, I
It's going to take
completely agree with that.
it's going to take a while.
Yeah, it's gonna
But-
take a while.
What are some amazing things that you've accomplished during this, what may be seen as quite an unfortunate time, but you've been able
Ah,
take the seeds, plant them, and grow them into a tree
yes.
that will one day give you food, shelter, and just, you know, the personal satisfaction of growing another living being?
Yeah. Okay. I think what has good things that have happened, especially so far. Like we've been in here for 2 months already, right? Yeah, 2 months. These 2 months, yeah, I've had the difficult beginnings, like production and all of that, being suddenly cut off and feeling sad and all. But the good things that have happened are actually. Hold on. Yeah, because our school is in Cempaka Damansara, right? Our school is in Cempaka Damansara, and I live in Cheras. So I would always have to fight the fact that whenever I left school, it took an hour to an hour and a half to get back here. So that would be a lot of time wasted, and I had a lot of work to do after that. And so it really brought up a lot of stress in me because I couldn't get all the work done in time due to all these things. However, now that I'm stuck at home, now that we have the now that we have to stay at home, I'm pretty sure most of us can do, not most of us, but some people can do a lot of work now, especially me, because like I said, Cheras, Damansara, quite far away, an hour and a half. So I can do more work now. I can, my homework's getting submitted on more of my homework is getting submitted on time, as well as my projects, as well as, you know, Cempaka Cut, our planning has gotten a lot better due to this, because we have had the time to be able to plan all of these. And yeah, and we've also with this, I think we have a chance to be able to look at ourselves and create better habits for ourselves, because of, well, we have less things to do now, or less things to worry about externally now. We can focus more on ourselves. So what I've been doing is I've been trying to create a habit of waking of exercising every single day, and it's been going well so far. So I think these are some of the positives that I have felt throughout my time in MCO. What about you?
I think it's great that, you know, we simply have more time to do different things now. Time that, you know, things that you mentioned, time due to like time lost to traveling, time lost to doing things that you can no longer do as a result of quarantine and you having to stay at home, right? So it's mostly about what you can do in this time, especially because opportunities don't just come from the outside world. All they do, things like universities giving like open courseware, so you can just look at different skills. If you have, you know, the patience and determination to like finish a whole course about coding a mobile app, for example, these things are being given out for free. Or if you want to learn a new instrument, or you want to learn how to grow plants and actually grow your plant, and you can actually nurture your garden every day, because now you don't have to go to school and you can water your crops every day, even though I think you can water your crops with school, because you don't need to go water your crops 24/7.
Very specific.
But I think it's great that we're able to like do more things that you'll not be able to do before, because without this opportunity, these things just wouldn't exist, right? So for example, this able to reflect on yourself, like what you actually want to do. What if this is going to happen for the next 5 years? What am I going to be able to take out of it? Because there's no point thinking about things that, you know, might not possibly happen. So you don't want to waste your time daydreaming about, oh, what happens if the lockdown is restricted tomorrow? I can be dreaming all the things I want to do.
Yeah.
And the lockdown is lifted tomorrow. Yeah. So it really gives you perspective on, you know, if you actually had to stay at home for the next 5 years or whatever period of time, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna make the most out of that time? Right.
gives you a
So
chance
you're able
to
to maximize
yeah.
productivity, which is something I'm sure we all want to do. We may already be stressed due to external factors, things that are now reduced, and we're able to embrace the true power of staying at home.
Yes, exactly. It helps a lot with internalizing with your feelings, being alone with your feelings, and really looking inside yourself to help
Yeah.
help yourself lah. And yeah, that's a really cool thing that we have the opportunity to experience right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
next up we were going to talk about teamwork, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So
no, you,
yeah.
you can start first. All right.
Okay. So how would you say, like, of course interactions have changed since then. One was able to do the certain things they were able to do 3 months
Yeah.
ago. But how would you say these new interactions, whether that would be friends or family or just other people in general, how would you say your interactions have changed since then, and what kind of permanent impact have they given to you?
Well, positively, I mean, because we're staying at home so much, and I assume that most of us are staying with our parents, especially the people in school. So that has created an opportunity for me to get closer with my family, my parents, my brother, because my brother Edric, and yeah, it has helped me get closer with them, build a deeper connection with them. Because before this, as you would know, we have to go to school, then we would go out and all of that, and then my father would have work, and then we would rarely see each other during the times during our days. Yeah, daily. We would rarely see each other daily, and so
Yeah.
that would that would that would not help us create a better connection with each other. And so what this MCO has helped with is a better connection with especially me and my family, and establish a stronger connection with them, which I am very grateful for, because I've gotten to know them a lot better. I've gotten to know my my dad a little better, because he's always at work. I've gotten to know I've gotten to be I've gotten to talk more with my brother, and so on and so forth, like, as you would get lah. But with my friends, especially my friends, I believe that with that, because we are so distant apart right now, we are so distance apart right now, it's a bit hard to contact them every single day, or every single day, because before this, when we had the privilege to go out, we could meet them every day if we wanted to, and we go to school, we meet them every day. But now, in this state right now, for me especially, I found it hard to reach out to my other friends, as there's something going on with them, or they're doing their work, and it's not like you can call them 24/7, right? Unless, some can, but I believe that it's not healthy to call someone 24/7. So I learned to be comfortable with having my own company, and having to have my own self, as and not having the need to always go out and meet someone or talk to someone. So with that change has helped me really, like I said, look within myself and realize that I didn't need to talk with someone. I didn't need to externalize my feelings in order to be happy, and I could just sit by myself, do my own thing, and still have my own feelings as positive, if you get what I mean. Yeah.
Yep, it's great. It's like you independently are able to realize your own self value, and at the same time, you're increasing your connections with others. So it's like a simultaneous development of two sides of yourself, which I think is great because both of these things are integral to making sure you have the best quality of life possible. I think this really helped. So in the context of e-school and stuff, how would you say that, like, let's say if you have to work on a big project with your project teammates, how would you say that that has changed during the context of online learning in the pandemic?
Well, having a big project, especially, well, depends on what kind of project it is. Yeah, what kind of project are you thinking of, Umar?
Let's just say it's a group project to write a collaborative essay.
Oh,
Because
collaborative essay.
you can't build physical models in this time. We can't go to each other's houses. I mean, you can, but you might get caught. But that's not the biggest problem. Biggest problem is you're putting more lives at risk.
Yes.
I think all of us have been playing our part to make sure that doesn't happen.
Exactly.
And I'm so incredibly proud of all of you for sticking to your oath and making sure we can all get out of this together stronger.
Yes, that's right. That's what Umar said. Yes, exactly. Stay at home, please. Keep everyone safe. Okay, so let's say if it was a collaborative essay, I would believe that. I mean, it has made me realize that for projects like these and for a lot of these kind of things, except for, let's say if we need to build something, then we literally need to physically meet in order to place it together as the fastest way possible. But for collaborative essays or things that only require digital work, I believe that we can always do it at home. And even before this pandemic has happened, this MCO has happened, I think it wasn't a big change for me because I was already doing that. I was saying I would call up my friends and we would work on it together for a bit at night or in the afternoon when I'd get back from school. And so for me, it hasn't changed much. But yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
So, in terms of, getting to meet people you haven't met in a long time through, getting online, there may be people that, like, long lost friends you haven't talked to for a long while because of, like, circumstances that make it hard to do so or make it just, like, inconvenient to do so. So how would you say that this pandemic has enabled you to reach out to people that that you may not talk to, and this has opened up the doors that were once opened up but locked again?
That's a great way to put it, Umar. Let me think. Yeah. So what you're asking is, have I talked to has this MCO helped me reconnect with any of my old friends?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that. Yeah, it has helped. It has helped me actually. We've been found to sometimes have Zoom calls or well, not Zoom calls. Sometimes we just Skype each other or call each other or text each other, and I found that I've been able to reconnect with my old friends from when I was primary or when I was in freshman. So I could connect with all these people that I haven't met in a long time, and that's a really nice feeling to have. So I believe that it has helped a lot more because it increases our need to talk to people, and so therefore now that we have the chance and have the time to be able to reconnect with our old friends. Oh crap, I ran out of battery. Welcome back to our podcast. We have had some technical issues just now. My Mac ran out of battery, and so I had to charge it again, and unprepared and all of that. But that's all right. We're back. Let's move on. Shall we?
Yes.
Yes, Umar. Okay. Where did we? I don't even remember where we left off.
Yeah, I do remember where we left off.
Okay. Where did we left off? Where did we leave off?
So we talked about life.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. But instead of holding on to the past, it's time to embrace the present and welcome the future.
Yes, I agree with you.
So coming out of this pandemic, what do you think is going to be the biggest thing that you are going to struggle to adapt to? Or let's say not adapt to, because it was, to readjust back to.
Well, what's gonna be hardest to readjust to? I think we're all gonna come out a bit cautious of everyone around us. Some people are, or most people are. In my experience, because I went out the other day to to go get some groceries, and I felt like there was an innate fear in me of people, because I was so scared that they would be a vector of the COVID-19 and transmit it to me. So that I think we would have to get used to, and I hope we can gradually get more comfortable around with that. And also at the same time, because our schedules are so adapt. Oh my god, my lighting ran out. It's all right though. Because our schedules are so adapted to what we have right now, our MCO at home, everything. Our schedules are so adapted to everything at home right now. I think it'll be hard to be able to readjust back. That's what I'm scared of. That it's going to be hard to readjust back into normal society, going out again, and because definitely I won't have a lot of people, and me too, we won't have a lot of time on our hands anymore, and we won't be able to do the things that we once did in MCO anymore. So that is what I'm scared of, and what I'm trying to prepare of right now, and thinking of what I can do to do that. Because if I'm not mistaken, as of now, which is May what? May 22nd. We will be. MCO will end at 9th June, right? Or some restrictions will be lifted according to the government. But I hope soon. So I hope by then, or by the time we go out, whenever, even if it's later or if it's at 9th June, I hope by then I'd be ready to readjust back into normal schedule, our normal normal things. What about you, Umar?
So I think that we really talk about like the free time that we get from this, right? Which means that hours that we simply have to ourselves, because we don't have to waste it doing things that are just in this current time not allowed, or just simply unnecessary. Like, so we're no longer sleeping at 2 and waking up at 7. It's going to be sleeping at 12 and waking up at 7. Means that in those 2 hours that you may be grinding on something that you actually like, something that you've not been able to do because of a busy schedule, normally these things are going to be once again lost. But maybe this also means that we can prepare ourselves with the added knowledge that this is definitely going to happen. So we're sharing with you insights of the world. So take this as a warning. You may want to do that to avoid having suddenly 10 hours lost, because you didn't realize that traveling home to school was going to take 30 minutes instead of 30 seconds.
That's right, Umar. And I think that's all we have for right now. I think we've exceeded our time. Yeah, we have exceeded our time limit a lot.
It's okay. We love talking to everyone here. And
yes, we love to connect with you all. Yes. See us next week, where we will be talking about something. We don't know yet, but we will be talking about something. And I hope you enjoyed this our first ever podcast. And stay safe and watch Cempaka Cut.
Happy Hari Raya to everyone, not just those celebrating, everyone, right?
Yeah.
Because,
Happy Hari Raya to all of you
time
guys.
of joy. We should all embrace it, right?
Yes.
It's okay. We'll see you very, very soon.
Very, very, very soon.